Hey guys, it's MMA Vulture coming at you live with this week's best UFC bets. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into it with my lock of the week being Youssef Zalal. I believe that he's the more well-rounded fighter out of the two between him and Jack Shore. I think Jack Shore kind of lacks in the striking department. He has crafty jiu-jitsu, but that's about it. I think Youssef Zalal is the better, more well-rounded fighter. He's also the quicker, more explosive fighter out of the two. Youssef Zalal is coming off of a win against Jarno Aarons, which he looked good in. Not only that, he's also coming off of a win against Billy Q, who he absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. Youssef Zalal had a little bit of trouble in the beginning in UFC, but he found his grounding. He found his footing. He found his base. He has been looking phenomenal as of lately with good, clean, crisp striking, clean, quick combinations. He's got knockout power. Not only that, he's got very strong body locks, and I think that wherever this fight goes, no matter on the feet, striking-wise, he has the advantage. On the ground, in the grappling department, he also has the advantage. He is great everywhere this fight goes. I believe that Youssef Zalal has the overall better striking and grappling. I think that Youssef Zalal is going to be absolutely dominant in this fight. He's going to destroy Jack Shore, and we're going to see a better Youssef Zalal and an absolutely complete and well-rounded Youssef Zalal, and I am absolutely excited to see him. I really do think he's a lock. He's been looking good as of lately, has been destroying people, has been looking good on the feet and in the grappling department. Give me Youssef Zalal to beat Jack Shore in my lock of the week. And let's go ahead and move along to my most confident picks as of this week, for this week. And my most confident picks, as you guys can see, we're going to start off with Brandon Moreno. He's going up against Amir Albazi, which I'm not fully convinced on yet. Amir Albazi took a controversial win over Kai Kara-France, in which I kind of thought Kai Kara-France won. I feel like Amir Albazi obviously has good grappling. He's more of like a point fighter, kind of like Merab and Bilal. He likes to use his wrestling kind of as his main base, use that wrestling, kind of pepper them with shots, take them down, maintain control of his opponents, pepper them with shots, but mainly he's not really doing damage. He's just kind of point fighting, using his grappling abilities to take control of the other fighter, keep them down, maintain control of them, and just pepper them with shots until the bell. That's really how I see Amir Albazi. He's got good striking. He's got all right striking. I feel as though Brandon Moreno is going to have the striking advantage. In terms of the grappling department, it's going to be fairly even. I believe that Brandon Moreno is a little bit better of a submission artist than Amir Albazi. Like I said, I'm not completely sold on Amir Albazi. I like Brandon Moreno. Yes, he hasn't been looking good as of lately. He looked flat and dull against Brandon Royval and Alexander Pantoja. But again, he's always been up against the top 5 ranked contenders, has always been up against the best, and has always put on a show up against the best, and always has been in the highest caliber of fighters. So I'm excited to see how Amir Albazi does against Brandon Moreno. I think Brandon Moreno is going to end that 2-fight losing streak and pick up a win against Amir Albazi, who is on a winning streak, and I think he's going to find his end to his winning streak, and Brandon Moreno is going to get the W over Amir Albazi. Like I said, not completely sold yet. If he goes out there and destroys Brandon Moreno or wins in dominant fashion, I'll definitely be a little bit more sold on Amir Albazi. Like I said, he's got good grappling, but striking-wise, I feel like he lacks a little bit in that department. And then next, we got Mike Malott over Trevin Giles. And I like Mike Malott. I think that he is a great fighter that is going to absolutely put the paws on Trevin Giles. I think that Mike Malott has good striking. He also has good grappling with solid takedowns. I think that he's going to have the grappling advantage here against Trevin Giles. I think that Trevin Giles, yes, is an explosive fighter that has knockout power. But again, he isn't the best at putting himself in places to use it to his best abilities. He is also chinny. He got knocked out a few times. He's got decent grappling. I think that, honestly, I see Mike Malott doing something similar to what Hamzat did, in the sense that he takes Trevin Giles down immediately, kind of shoots for the takedown, trying to diminish the power of Trevin Giles, because like I said, he's got that knockout power. He is no slouch in that department. So I believe Mike Malott's going to take him down, use the striking to mix in with his level changes, take down Trevin Giles, make him uncomfortable, overwhelm him, outstrike him, out grapple him, make him uncomfortable, like I said, and just beat him. I really do believe that's how Mike Malott is going to go about this. He's going to use that grappling advantage of his to his best abilities, take down Trevin Giles, advance position on him, maintain control of him, and pepper him with shots from top position. And I believe Mike Malott will get it done. I think that in terms of striking, it's going to be fairly close on the feet, but in terms of grappling, Mike Malott has a clear-cut advantage, and Trevin Giles doesn't have the greatest takedown defense nor the greatest grappling abilities. So give me Mike Malott to beat Trevin Giles. And let's move along to the next one in Zahabi. Ayman Zahabi versus Pedro Munoz. And I'm going with the Zahabi. I think that Pedro Munoz is kind of coming to the end of his career. Yes, he has been looking decent lately. He hasn't been looking like a bum. But I think Ayman Zahabi is just the better all-around fighter here. I think that Zahabi is going to pick apart Pedro Munoz, to be completely honest. I think that he's going to strike from the outside, pick apart Pedro Munoz. Pedro Munoz, like I said, is coming to the later end of his career. He's 38, 39. He's kind of old. Yes, so is Zahabi. But I believe Zahabi is going to be able to get it done here. I think that he's going to maintain distance, keep Pedro Munoz at bay, outstrike him, overwhelm him, pick him apart. I think that in terms of grappling, it's going to be fairly close. I think that Zahabi has good takedown defense. Same with Pedro Munoz, though. Pedro Munoz has good takedown defense. I just think that it's going to be a close fight in which Zahabi, you're going to see the striking start to show as this fight goes on. I also do favor Zahabi. I think Munoz is going to get a little bit more tired than Zahabi. I think Zahabi is going to be able to outstrike him, overwhelm him, kind of put this pressuring pace on him that Munoz is going to start slowing down come second and third round. You're going to start seeing Zahabi start picking up the pace and start being a lot better of a striker, mixing up his combinations, hitting those quick, snappy leg kicks, snappy body kicks as well, and just outdog a Pedro Munoz in a 29-28 fashion. I really do think that Pedro could get around, but I think it's going to be Zahabi getting the better of Munoz. And let's throw it to my next confident pick in Jasmine Jasudavicius. And she's actually not going up against Ariana Lipski, as it says here. She's going up against Ariana Silva. So it's going to be a little bit different, but I still think that it's going to go down the exact same, if I'm going to be honest. I think that Jasudavicius has the obvious grappling advantage. She's going to be able to maintain control of Silva and advance positions, as well as land some nice ground and pound. There's going to be some striking exchanges on the feet, in which I still am confident that Jasmine Jasudavicius is going to be the slicker striker on the feet, be able to move her head off the center line, find those shots. She's got quick, clean combinations. I think that she's going to be able to beat Silva and land takedowns at will, maintain control, pick her apart, overwhelm her, make her completely uncomfortable, and beat the crap out of her. That's why I have Jasmine Jasudavicius. I also think it definitely goes over. I think that this fight definitely goes to the cards, in which Jasmine Jasudavicius takes it. And again, like I said, Jasmine Jasudavicius has a clear-cut grappling advantage. That's where I'm thinking she's going to take this, which is why I believe that it's also going to go over, because I feel like a lot of grappling exchanges are going to happen, and a couple of striking exchanges as well, but more or less I think it's going to be a lot more grappling exchanges. I think Jasmine Jasudavicius is going to be able to take her down at will. Give me Jasmine Jasudavicius. And we're going to do something new here, in which we're going to go ahead and move to my favorite underdogs of this week, in which I have Ivana Petrovic over Jamie Lynn Horth. I think that Ivana Petrovic can beat Jamie Lynn Horth. They're both 1-1 in the UFC. I get that they're both not the best fighters, but I think Ivana Petrovic has a shot at winning this, a real shot at winning this. I think that Ivana Petrovic has the striking advantage. I believe that she has quicker, cleaner combinations. I think she's also slicker on the feet than Jamie Lynn Horth, who is a little bit clunky on the feet sometimes and isn't the best. I'm gonna say Ivana Petrovic is more impressive also in the ground in the sense of she's more of a submission artist. Also, she has impressive jiu-jitsu. She also has the reach and a very slight height advantage over Jamie Lynn Horth, which I feel like is going to be very important here. I think that Ivana Petrovic is going to be able to maintain distance, kind of pick apart Jamie Lynn Horth from the outside. Not only that, use those snappy kicks of hers to also keep Jamie Lynn Horth at bay. Though she does have to worry about Jamie going for the takedowns, but Jamie kind of sucks at taking people down. When she gets you down, she's good at maintaining control of you, but she kind of struggles to get people down, which is why I think Ivana is going to be able to snub a lot of Jamie Lynn's takedowns, be able to fare well in that grappling department. Not only that, she has good scrambling abilities. I feel as though Ivana Petrovic could outdog Jamie Lynn Horth in a close 29-28 battle. I really do feel as though Ivana has the striking advantage. I think in terms of grappling, Jamie Lynn Horth has a slight grappling advantage. But I think that Ivana Petrovic is going to be able to fare well in that in the grappling department, be able to snub a lot of Jamie Lynn Horth's takedowns. Because she also, I do want to mention, does kind of telegraph her takedowns and kind of sucks at mixing in her striking with her level changes, which kind of leaves it to being kind of predictable when she's going for her takedowns, which is why I'm going with Ivana Petrovic over Jamie Lynn Horth and why I like her as an underdog here. Another underdog I have is Thug Rose. I don't know how she is plus money, but I got Thug Rose to beat Erin Blanchfield. I really do think that if Thug Rose is the more technical fighter out of the two, I think striking-wise, Thug Rose is going to be the better striker. She mixes up her shots very, very well. She's got good, snappy low kicks. Not only that, she's a well-rounded fighter with good grappling. She's not just a good striker. She's got good grappling. She's got strong takedowns. She's got solid takedown defense. She's a former world champion that has been in multiple 5-round fights. So I also have to favor that side of things. Erin Blanchfield, don't get me wrong, is no bum, no slouch. But I just think that she lacks in the striking department. I think that she leaves her head on the center line, leaving her to getting tagged, getting caught on the feet. She also doesn't bring the striking threat to mix in with her level changes to give her that ability to find the takedowns. I think that Thug Rose is going to be able to telegraph Erin Blanchfield's takedowns because of the fact that she doesn't really bring the striking threat that most people do. And I think Thug Rose is going to pick her apart, overwhelm her, mix in those takedowns, make her uncomfortable, and find the W over Erin Blanchfield, who kind of lacks in the striking department. Yes, she's a good grappler, but I think Thug Rose is just as good of a grappler and can fare well in the grappling department and even better in the striking department. I think she's definitely going to have the striking advantage. She's going to be the quicker, more explosive fighter and the more technical fighter on the feet. And then in terms of grappling, she's going to be able to fare well, snub a lot of Erin Blanchfield's takedowns, which she telegraphs, and she's going to get the victory. I think it's going to be a close one, 48-47, 49-46 possibly, for Thug Rose. I like Rose Namajunas to beat Erin Blanchfield. She is one of my favorite underdogs this week. She is my favorite underdog this week. Give me Thug Rose to beat Erin Blanchfield, and let's move along to my parlays of this week, in which we have started, like I said previously in all my videos, as the parlays go on, they get a lot riskier, a lot more degen. So let's go ahead and start it off with the first one in Zalal money line, and then over 2.5 in the Jazz Davicius fight. I know Jazz Davicius is getting a new opponent on short notice, but I think, again, it's definitely going to go to the distance. I think Jasdavicius is going to use that grappling ability of hers to take down Silva, keep her down on the ground, maintain control of her. A lot of grappling exchanges, very little on the feet exchanges, and I think it goes to decision. I think Zalal also pulls off the W over Jack Shore. I think he's the more well-rounded fighter in the striking and the grappling aspect. And then let's move along to the next one, and that's negative 111, and I feel like that's a very safe parlay. Now let's move along to the next one, and Zalal moneyline and Malat moneyline at negative 108. I believe that's safe as well. I think these are two of the safest picks on this card. I think that Zalal, like I said, is the all-around better fighter over Jack Shore, and then Malat is definitely going to have the grappling ability. I think that he takes down Trevin Giles, diminishes that power of Trevin Giles, makes him uncomfortable, overwhelms him, advances position, lands some nice ground and pound, and just is the better overall fighter in the grappling. And then in the striking, I think it's going to be fairly close, but Mike Malat will be able to pull off the W. And then next we have plus money in Jasdavicius moneyline and Malat moneyline at plus 101. It's a very safe bet that is plus money. I really do like these two. I think Jasdavicius, yes, is getting a short notice opponent, so I think it's even better for her to win. And I think that she has a clear-cut grappling advantage. Like I said, same thing with Malat, clear-cut grappling advantage. I think in terms of striking, he's going to be able to trim down that power of Trevin Giles and eat away at him. Now we have some even more, a little bit bigger plus money in Malat moneyline or Zalal moneyline. That's why I put Malat or Zalal moneyline, and Burial moneyline at plus 106. I really like this. I think that Burial is definitely going to get the better of Dustin Stolvis. I think as this fight goes on, it's going to favor Burial. I think that Dustin Stolvis, yes, is definitely scary in the earlier rounds of this because he's got that knockout power, but I think Burial is going to be able to be the slicker striker, be able to move fairly well on the feet, land some nice level-changing takedowns, mix in some clean, quick combinations, as well as those snappy kicks, and get the better of Dustin Stolvis on the feet and in the grappling department. I think that is going to be an absolute banger fight between those two. And then we have another plus money in Malat moneyline and Moreno moneyline. Like I said, I think Malat has the clear-cut grappling advantage, and then we have Moreno, who, again, I don't really believe in Amir Albazi. I think he took a controversial split decision over Kai Kara France, where I thought Kai Kara France won. So I'm not completely sold on Amir Albazi, who I think kind of has a clunky striking, awkward type of striking. So that's why I'm going with Brandon Moreno. I think Amir needs to work on his striking. I think Brandon Moreno is going to be able to piece him up on the feet. I think in terms of grappling, I think that Brandon Moreno is a little bit more of a submission threat. Not only that, I do know Amir Albazi has great chain wrestling, so I will say that is something to worry about. But I think Brandon Moreno will be able to get the W over Amir Albazi in a close 48-47 victory. And let's move along to the next one in Moreno moneyline and Jasdavicius moneyline. Again, I'm really confident in the Jasdavicius route because she is getting a short notice opponent. Not only that, I was very confident in her previous opponent. I'm even more confident in this opponent. I think Jasdavicius has the obvious grappling advantage, as well as she's the slicker, quicker fighter on the feet. At plus 128 as well, you're getting Moreno and Jasdavicius moneyline. Now let's move along to a little bit more of a riskier one. In Moreno moneyline, Zalal moneyline, and over 2.5 in the Jasdavicius fight at plus 194. I think it's very, very live in this one. And then let's bring it to the next one in City moneyline and Zahabi moneyline. A little bit closer, riskier bets here, but you're getting good odds with plus 205. And I believe that City is going to be able to pick apart Garrett Armfield. I think that it's going to be a close battle between these two, an absolute brawl between these two. But I think City's kickboxing, he finds a way to outstrike, outdog, and overwhelm a Garrett Armfield. I think that he's the cleaner, more technical fighter on the feet. I think that Zahabi as well is going up against Pedro Munoz. Like I said, is coming to the later end of his career. I think this is also going to be an absolute brawl between these two in a close fight. That's why I have that one as a little bit riskier with the Zahabi and City money line. I definitely think it's riskier, but I think it's definitely live. And then we have our next one in Moreno money line and Nami Yunez money line at plus 234. Great odds here. I believe that Moreno is going to beat Amir Albazi. I think that he's a little bit too much for him. I get that he hasn't been looking the best as of lately, but again, he's always been up against the top 5 ranked contenders in the division and has always put up a great fight. And I think that he has the clear-cut striking advantage. Not only that, I think he's more dangerous in the submissions. And in the grappling, I think that he's going to fare well against Amir Albazi, who took a controversial split decision again over Kai Kara France, in which I did not think he won. And then we got the next one in Zalal moneyline, Nami Yunus moneyline, over 2.5 in the Jazz Davicius fight, over 3.5 in the Moreno at plus 436. Very risky, but very live, man. I really like Nami Yunus as the underdog of the week this week, and then Zalal as my lock of the week this week. And then Jazz Davicius, I really see that fight going over. I think it goes to the cards. Over 3.5 in the Moreno fight, same thing. I think it goes to the cards. I think that Amir Albazi is a little bit more of a point fighter. I think Jazz Davicius is going to use that grappling ability of hers. That's why I think those two fights are going to go over. And Zalal obviously is the more well-rounded fighter out of the two. And Nami Yunus is going to destroy Aaron Blanchfield. And let's move along to an underdog parlay that I put in Petrovic moneyline and Nami Yunus moneyline at plus 467. That is my underdog parlay, my 2 underdog picks of this week parlayed up together. And let's get into some D-Gen prop parlays. Nami Yunus by decision, Jourdain moneyline, and City moneyline at plus 700. Now let's throw it to the super D-Gen prop of this week. In Nami Yunus by decision, Zalal moneyline, Denise moneyline, over 2.5 in Jazz Davicius, and over 3.5 in the Moreno fight. I think these are all live. I think Nami Yunus is live to get the win by decision. I think that if either one of them win, it's going to be by decision. I think Nami Yunus is going to be able to outstrike Aaron Blanchfield. I think she's going to be the slicker, more technical fighter. I think she's going to have the speed advantage as well. I think in terms of grappling, she's going to be able to fare well in the grappling department. She's also been a former world champ, has been in multiple 5-round fights. I think Nami Yunus is going to be the better fighter here. Then we have Zalal moneyline. Like I said, overall better fighter. He's the more well-rounded striker, more well-rounded grappler. I think that he's all around better than Jack Shore, and we're going to see it this Saturday. Then we got Denise moneyline. That one's a little bit riskier, but I think that Denise is going to pick apart Derek Lewis and find that knockout shot on him. That's why I have Denise in here. I do kind of worry about that one because that's kind of why I didn't put him in a lot of other ones, because Derek Lewis is a known underdog that likes to hit and is known for his knockout power. He is the knockout king. So do keep in mind with this last Super D-Gen parlay. Denise moneyline, over 2.5 in the Jazz Davicius fight, over 3.5 in the Moreno fight. Like I said, those two, I believe that they definitely go over. And that's sitting at a plus 1,035, and that is my Super D-Gen parlay of this week. And if you guys haven't, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!